is the moment you all been waiting for.
The UFC is kickstarting 2025 with an absolute bang, giving us violence-hungry fans two cracking title fights that feature three of the most dominant dudes in their respective weight classes, and an Armenian bulldozer waiting for his chance to absolutely crush it. At UFC 311, it's Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov for the bantamweight title and Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan for the lightweight crown. Who will come out on top when the lights shine bright? Let's start with the co-main event between Dvalishvili and Nurmagomedov, which is a perfect veteran versus prospect fight. Bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili is an absolute animal, whose cardio outlasts most of his opponents. It's almost superhuman, but his restless pace now meets a very capable challenger in Umar Nurmagomedov, a fighter who thrives on shutting down whatever you throw at him. Merab is all about grinding opponents down with endless takedown attempts and suffocating clinch work. But while he can take people down, holding them there is a different story. Against someone like Umar, who has a background in combat sambo and wrestling and is almost impossible to control on the ground, Merab's ability to hold people down on the mat could be a big problem. Umar's style is all about staying safe and efficient. His takedown defense is rock solid, and he's excellent at keeping the fight where he wants it. On the feet, his striking isn't flashy, but effective. He uses kicks and straight shots to stay out of danger and score points, which could frustrate Merab's attempts to close the distance. Dagestani fighters like Umar are known for a strategic approach. They're not necessarily looking for highlight reel knockouts. Instead, they focus on controlling the fight, avoiding risks, and outpointing opponents. Therefore, Umar is expected to keep Merab at bay with his striking and shut down those endless takedown attempts. The fight might come down to range. If Umar can keep Merab on the outside and land kicks, it'll be a long night for Merab. Even if the champ gets inside, Umar's grappling is strong enough to nullify the clinch and scramble out of danger, which means that the fight might turn into a striking match where Umar's precision gives him the edge. It's hard to bet against Merab's cardio and heart, but Umar's ability to control the pace and neutralize threats makes him the favorite. Expect a decision win for Umar, with Merab maybe stealing a round through sheer volume and pressure. Nevertheless, it's a fight that'll keep us on the edge of our seats, so you don't want to miss the fight, and the one that will take place right after, where Islam Makhachev is set to defend his lightweight title for the fourth time against Arman Tsarukyan, the man who pushed the Dagestani to his limit when no one else could. The battle of the two top lightweights has a lot of history behind it, as these two first clashed years ago when Arman stepped in on short notice in 2019. Back then, the challenger was just 22 years old, and he gave Islam one of his toughest fights, even managing to win a round and take Makhachev down, something no one else has really done. Fast forward to now, and Arman is no longer the rookie we saw back then. He's matured, climbed the ranks, and proven he belongs at the top. Arman's debut against Islam was nothing short of impressive. He took the fight on short notice, and despite the odds heavily stacked against him, he didn't just survive. He thrived in moments. Tsarukyan scrambled with Islam, took him down, and showed incredible resilience and heart. But he did gas out by the third round, which led him to getting controlled on the ground, which is understandable for a short-notice fight since Arman didn't get the chance to fully prepare. Now, with years of experience and a far better skill set, Arman looks like a completely different animal altogether, with special thanks to his ever-improving wrestling skills. One of Arman's biggest strengths is his wrestling. He's explosive, fast, and sharp when it comes to takedowns. While Islam is known for his elite grappling, there's an argument to be made that Arman might have the edge at explosiveness. He's a risk-taker in scrambles and isn't afraid to go for high-reward moves to secure better positions. However, taking Islam down and holding him there is easier said than done. Arman's striking has improved over time, but he doesn't always trust his hands. In his most recent fight against Charles Oliveira, Arman had success on the feet, but decided to shoot for a takedown, putting himself in dangerous positions against someone with Charles' submission game. While his striking technique is solid, he's more of a kicker than a boxer. His high kicks are dangerous, and his flexibility allows him to land powerful shots from range. That said, his pocket boxing, those tight exchanges in close quarters, is where he's less polished and Islam's far better. When it comes to his ground game, Arman is a lot more aggressive than Makhachev, who is often methodical. Arman looks to land heavy ground and pound, throwing sharp elbows and powerful punches. If he can get into a dominant position, he can cause serious damage. But against someone like Islam, getting to those positions is easier said than done. The biggest concern for Arman is his ability to go 5 hard rounds. His fight with Mateusz Gamrot, another high-paced grappler, exposed some cardio issues late in the fight. If he can't pace himself, or if he gets dragged into deep waters, it might cost him big time against an ultimate opportunist like Makhachev. Islam is one of the most well-rounded fighters in the UFC. While his grappling is what he's best known for, he's high-level in every area, including striking, clinch work, and defense. He's like a machine which is balanced and efficient in everything he does. On top of that, his fighting IQ is off the charts. He knows how to manage distance, avoid unnecessary risks, and shut down his opponent's strengths. One of Islam's biggest strengths is his defense. Whether it's on the feet or in grappling exchanges, he's incredibly hard to hit or control. His striking defense is particularly impressive. If you try to blitz him, he'll either clinch you and punish you with knees or slip away, leaving you swinging at air. He's also great at reading his opponent's movements and staying one step ahead. In grappling exchanges, Islam's control is second to none. Once he gets you down, it's like quicksand. With every movement you make, it just sinks you deeper into trouble. The champ is patient, methodical, and always looking to advance his position or set up submissions. His clinch game is also deadly, especially with trips and throws he uses to get his opponents to the ground. On the feet, Islam isn't flashy, but he's effective. His kicks are sharp, and his strikes are precise. He doesn't rely on knockout power. Instead, he wears his opponents down with calculated attacks. Against someone like Arman, who likes to kick, Islam's striking fundamentals and counters will play a big role. Another advantage for Islam is his experience in 5-round fights. He's been tested against top-tier fighters like Charles Oliveira and Alexander Volkanovski, and he's proven he can adapt to any situation. His ability to stay composed under pressure makes him a nightmare for anyone in the division. The fight is a chess match between two of the most skilled fighters in the lightweight division, where Arman's explosiveness and willingness to take risks could create problems for Islam, especially in the early rounds. If Arman can keep up a high pace, land his kicks, and mix in takedown attempts, he has a path to victory. However, Islam's experience, defense, and ability to control fights might prove too much. If the fight goes into the later rounds, Islam's cardio and fight IQ will likely give him the edge. Arman has improved a lot since their first fight, but Islam has also leveled up and is now at the peak of his career. At the end of the day, the fight comes down to who can impose their game plan. If Arman can keep Islam guessing and capitalize on his moments, he could pull off the upset. But if Islam does what he does best, which is control the fight, avoid mistakes, and stay patient, it's hard to see him losing. Make no mistake about it, Arman is an incredible fighter and poses a real threat. But Islam's experience, balance, and ability to adapt give him the upper hand that will ultimately be the difference come fight night. Who do you think will win the UFC 311 co-main event between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov, and the main event between Islam Makhachev and Arman Tsarukyan? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.